tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish out bright future, we can't vanish. It's 225 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions, thank and fans on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Take two.
Again.
I'm even looking at YouTube right now. We're live.
Yeah, we're live. We are live. Can confirm.
All right. Excellent.
Right. You know what? Wolves seem to be a jinx. Something's gone wrong this week with all the Wolves content. Good evening, everyone. Apologies. Don't ask me why, but I had preset all the streams for the upcoming week, and it just wasn't working. So I'm going to have to delete all the preset streams and just set them up on the day. Or even like 10 minutes beforehand. That's how we're playing it this week to be on the safe side. Good evening. This is the Wolves match reaction, not match preview. 2-0 win at MOLINEUX. A comprehensive win, a very professional win. JC, how's it going? Again.
I'm good again. I'm happy we're live, so big up everyone for sticking around. We may be 20 minutes late, but you're still here, so which is good. Yeah, I'm good. I know we spoke about it in the first attempt, but we spoke about Eze briefly. Obviously, as you said before, but no one know that. He is not our player anymore, but you saw the smile on his face when he scored a hat-trick. And the only thing, I wish he scored his first hat-trick for us, but, you know, boy club, you know, he was gassed, and big up to him. Very ironic, 4 goals this season, 1 against Palace, who came from, and then 3 against Tottenham, who he nearly went to. You know, there's definitely a script writer for the Premier League, and no one can tell me otherwise. But yeah, I'm all right. Started my Christmas shopping today. Realised that paying a mortgage and doing the Christmas shopping is a bit tight. So yeah, so if anyone's getting some cheap presents, then you know why.
Tim, how's it going?
I'm good, man. I'm really good. And let me tell you, that hat trick just went a little further towards paying all those add-ons. Thank you, Ebbs.
Absolutely.
That's $7.5 million of add-ons. Pay up, Arsenal. Here we go.
100%. And as Colin says here as well, it's kept us in 5th until tomorrow.
Yep.
Now we need Everton to just nick a point.
Yep. Yeah.
Nick a point. But actually, let's go through the initial comments. I know Colin was on some banter as well. He goes there. I'm adding the time you're keeping us waiting on.
Oh, I've got 20 minutes of extra time.
We're in trouble. Big up Ian. Colin said, Bino took less time to score his first goal for us. And I know Sean was down there as well. Have you noticed, since JP's been missing a lot of chances, he's disappeared? I big up Sean, hope you're well. It's been a while. And actually, most importantly, I hope you're safe out there in Jamaica as well. You know, obviously, the devastating hurricane and that. So I'm glad that obviously you're here to join us. But obviously, most importantly, our wishes to you, your family, any relatives you have out there in Jamaica.
Melissa's a pagan.
Bait. And just so Arsenal rest as in the quarters. I mean, he's played every round so far for them, I think. So, yeah.
That's an interesting game. Have you seen how Elise played as well, like yesterday?
And then Wednesday, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. I cannot wait.
Yeah, that's going to be something.
I mean, I'm even thinking I might have to holler at that Strasbourg fan and say, can we do 7 o'clock? Get the preview done. Because 8 o'clock, like, kids need to be in bed. and I'm just going to be locked.
We got to back the boys, isn't it? Even though they both don't play for Palace anymore, you got to back them.
No, 100%. 100%. Right, let's talk about yesterday's game. It was a game where I think there was a lot of like nerves. We've faced new manager bounces before. And another factor, I think, is I don't think our record after an international break has been great.
No, it's been terrible.
So we'll start with you, Tim. How was you feeling going into yesterday's game?
No, I mean, I didn't feel great about it. I was hopeful, but I was nervous. And then I think the first half, there were moments. I mean, so we did the watch along yesterday. I did the watch along for Back of the Nest with Louis, and there were moments, and we were actually getting a little bit of blowback from folks on the chat because we were like, "Oh, come on!" And I think the reason for that is I don't think we were playing bad. It's the level of frustration of getting into incredible positions and then seeing those positions just like you just all of a sudden it just evaporates. Like when you get into position like that, you want to, that's the next step for this team. Get into the position and then finish it. And there just was so much of that, particularly in the first half. But I never did have the feeling that, you know what, if they get the first goal, we're cooked here, which I've had in the past. You know what I mean? That old Palace feeling that you get in the back of the hairs in the back of your neck are standing up. You're like, we have got to get the first goal because if we don't get the first goal, we're cooked. I never felt that, but it was frustrating, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, how did you feel before the? Obviously, I met up with JC in his new flat, and we watched the game with the chairman as well. Like, how was you feeling when kickoff came?
For me or for JC?
JC.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to make the template.
Oh, snap. I was saying that obviously I came around to yours to watch the game with chairman. How was you feeling before kickoff? Like, was you like nervous?
Yes, I'll tell you why. Because they haven't got a single win so far this season.
Yeah.
And all I had in the back of my mind was Nate. Nate was in my head rent-free. Do you know why? He says this thing, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard it before. It was charity professional football club. That's all that was going through my mind. They haven't got a win so far this season.
Yeah.
And you know what we're like? We're like, oh, mate, you ain't got a win yet this season. Come on. We'll give you your first win. Oh, you haven't scored ever. Oh, come on. We'll give you your first goal. Like that's what was going through my head. But I do think that I was stressed in this game because most of our players, I know we've had it for maybe a year ever since Glasnow's come in, but ever since he's come in, almost all of our players are international players. So when you get an international break, most of our players don't actually get a rest anymore. Like an international break used to be all of our whole squad's getting a rest and we can catch up on fitness compared to everyone else. But now all of our players are internationals, and even they're starting in their international teams. Like even Lerma, I think he played 2 90s.
Yeah, he did.
On the other side of the world. And he's coming back and we're straight into another game. Like obviously he didn't start, which is probably why the reason why Glasgow didn't start him, because he played 2 90s out there. But it's still no one's getting the rest. Even our players that are on the bench, like Lerma, are playing international football. It's a thing where you'd say you're almost suffering from your own success here.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to complain about it because if you want the best players, they're going to be internationals.
Absolutely.
You can't really complain about it unless you want to go backwards. And I don't want to do that ever again.
No,
but
absolutely.
To be fair, I was stressed. We normally don't come back well from international breaks, as Tim said. And it was a dodgy game. New manager bounce as well. I think that we've been hit by the most new manager bounces of any team in the whole Premier League as well. Yep. And especially even if you go back even further, that season Luton took 4 points off of us. They got a win and a draw against us. So Rob Edwards, I guess he knows how to get points against us. And if anything, he got a draw against Glasgow and was actually flying with Eze, Elise, Mateta, all these guys. Yep. So Rob Edwards, even though it might be a strange signing, he got a tune out of that Luton team to get something out of our game. But luckily, Glasgow stop that, and we got 3 points at the end of the day. So who am I to complain?
Absolutely. I want to talk about the few negatives that I found personally. First thing first, I felt defensively we weren't as comfortable as we usually are, minus Chris Richards, I think. Just in the initial phases.
We're going to talk about that later, but yes, keep going.
But then obviously as the game went on, our defensive dominance showed, basically. Because you had Mark getting booked early, you had Lacroix just
Max had a stinker until he put that block in at the end.
He was struggling with
he
that
was.
last thing. And I did say to some of the Wolves fans when we did preview, if Mateta was to go, that's who I'd like in. Like he's a nuisance. And I think, unfortunately for him, he's in a side that's not creating him anything.
No, for sure.
So I think defensively, I don't think we were as great. Like once again, minus Chris. And then going forward, I think you mentioned this earlier. It's just a final ball. It was either rushed or it's the wrong pass, or it's a delayed pass. It was just that. But everything around it
was great.
I think it was really good. And obviously, I know James, there was one misplaced pass from Wharton that was very close to I think he gave it away in their box.
It was almost an assist for them.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I thought we played very well. I know you said you want to talk about it later. Go on, talk about it now, like Chris Richards.
No, the reason I wanted to talk about Richards is because I think there was a legitimate complaint, and I give credit to Chairman for this one. But we were all talking about it. But Chairman, I think, was very clear on this early, really 2 years ago. We knew that there was a player there, and he was doing all right, and particularly doing his defensive duty all right, and his positioning was good, but his passing was absolutely dreadful. And it was. That is true. It was dreadful. Not anymore. And I think we need to acknowledge that. I think in this game, more than most other games I've seen recently, we use Richards as the first ball amongst the center backs to make a line-breaking pass. And boy, did he make a couple of great line-breaking passes. He makes one in the first half. He's getting closed down, and he takes out 3 Wolves players with a diagonal to Mitchell that was a hell of a ball. And he hits it again. I can't fully explain why his left foot is so much better than his right foot passing, but he hits it with his left foot, and it was astounding. So, I mean, it is very clear that in order to create some, at least to me, in order to create some space for Wharton and to create some space for Daichi, that we want Mark to dribble when he can, but certainly to get forward and make a pass. And we want Chris to get forward and make a pass. We want line-breaking passes from the outside center backs. And Richards is doing that really well. And he was not doing that before. If there is an area of his game that's gone significantly up, that's one of those areas.
No, absolutely. And you know what? With Richards, it's very interesting in the sense of he will pick up the pass that he shouldn't really go for. And what I mean by that is, obviously, we know now, and I know Parrish mentioned as well, that Wharton will go into a pocket of space amongst 3 or 4 opposition players because he's trying to create space for another player. But Richards will still be like, here you go, Wharton. I know you got this. And it's like, that's a line breaking pass. That's a great, and it's obviously with that, I know you talk about creating space, Mark obviously dribbles, but I think now we've got to a place where obviously, like I said, Wharton will go and intentionally place himself amongst 4 players.
Yep.
Daichi will then drop off a little bit as well, if need be. And then the amount of space that Pino can pick up, and this is something, I mean, we're going to have a talk about
we need to talk about Pino for sure. Yeah.
The match of the day highlighted it so well. And he's been doing this all season without delivering maybe the final ball and stuff like that. there's two things he does that I find phenomenal. His ability to find space
Yep.
is ridiculous. But then these runs that he makes from out to in, constant runs, you know, which is another factor of creating space, you know, because then Mitchell's got loads of room, or Daichi then fills in that gap and has got loads of room. And he's just a very clever player, you know. But we're going to talk about JP Mateta first, because we do love him. We do. But maybe Glasner needs to tell him, just stay in the center of the box, because we've got what's happened with him. Whenever he has time on the ball, he scuffs his chance. But when it's an instinctive finish, he's absolutely brilliant. I'm not going to lie. I must say, I did think when he missed that chance, that's the moment I thought, this might not be our day.
Go on, JC.
Okay. Ready? 1-1 against Larnaca. 1-1 against Dynamo Kiev. 1-1 against Brentford. 1-1 against
Liverpool.
That's 4 already off the top of my mind. Mateta is so far behind. I think he's by far and away the highest. I don't like XG, but XG is basically expected goals. So how many goals you should be scoring? Let me just.
I think it's between him and Haaland. I think Haaland's missed the most big chances.
Let me just double check though. He is, so if we go here this season, only in the Premier League, so I'm not talking about Conference League, he's got 8.4 expected goals. He's missed 11 big chances so far this season.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Even if you half that,
yeah,
and make it 5, he's then scored 6 more goals. So if he shoots at least half better than he is at the moment, he's in double digits. You're already on 12 goals this season. That's the amount of chances that we make for this guy. And I couldn't tell you how many of those are 1-on-1s. Let's look at the Conference League. In the Conference League, he's got 3 expected goals and he's missed 3 big chances. Like that's another 3 goals. That probably would have beaten Larnaca. That probably would have made our win against AZ Alkmaar a little bit more convincing. Missing chances is probably the worst thing you can do as a striker, especially when everyone in the league now thinks you're a really good striker as well. Now people are going to look at him and think, hang on, I thought Palace fans were saying this guy's amazing. He can't score 1-on-1. There's 5 different examples that Palace fans have said just off the top of their head.
Listen,
of 1-on-1.
If him and OG are doing 3G chess for him to get a new contract because no one wants to sign him, I'm here for it.
Well, put it this way, he needs to learn how to score 1-on-1s. And I think I even said it to you at the time when he did that. I said, Sarr scores that, and Nketiah probably scores that.
Yeah.
Why can he not score that? And he's meant to be the striker, the main guy, the main goal scorer, but he can't. But the thing is that he'll score the chance he should never even have a chance of, though. The instinct finishes.
He's wicked at those.
He's borderline world class at that, instinct finish. But the second he's got time to think about it, he'll do one or two things. He'll overhit it, or he'll overthink it, or he'll just put it wide. And he put it wide this time.
Yeah. I even forgot about the Liverpool Community Shield one before we won the penalty. That's another one where he had a lot of time.
So let me give you the. I'll give you the.
Are rubbish as well. I'm sorry. I'm going off on one. I'm going off on one.
No, I'll give you the.
Take the penalties. That's enough. All right, I'm stopped.
I'll give you the counter, which is not much of a counter, but it's this. This was not the case last season. I remember when we badly needed the win at Ipswich, and he goes in 1-on-1. He just essentially throws the defender to the side, And I mean, that finish where he just pops it right over the keeper as he comes down, goes to ground. What a finish that is.
Can I counter
Can I
that,
counter
though?
that, Tim?
Oh boy. Okay.
The reason why I say it is because Muric is very well known for going to ground very early.
Okay, fair enough.
Very well known for going to ground early. So literally
And-
all the finishing is go over the top.
And also with that, he had a defender to beat, so he's not having to think as in like shooting process. He's just like, I've got to beat this man and get something off.
Okay. I mean, fair enough. I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying I have seen him, like, he gets free the game at home against Villa end of was it last season where Ebbs gets taken down, the ball falls to him and he just takes it on his left and he absolutely smashes it past Martinez. So I guess that is instinctive as well, but we know the man can finish. Like, we know he can finish. And maybe that is it, where I'm willing to be a little bit more forgiving, because I know you say, well, Sarr finishes that. But you know what? I saw Sarr recently, and he had a clear one-on-one, and it is, I mean,
that was an AZ an AZ when he hit the post as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. He just scuffed it against the side of the post.
I'd rather hit the post and it just go flying wide, though.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but it is objectively true that the finish you think there's no chance he's going to make, he makes.
He makes, yeah.
Well,
The funny thing is,
change all those misses into goals.
Yeah,
Probably get a few more points. So we're probably like, we are fourth. This is
we
crazy.
we could be joint top.
No, I mean, it's true. Like, if we finished anywhere near our chances, no, it's totally true. Absolutely.
The thing is, though, I think once he gets that goal where he has a bit more time to think, so let's just say Man United we got next. Let's say he gets a 1-1. If he buries that, I think he then goes on a run of games of scoring those type of goals and stuff. I think he just needs to just get one.
He sort of got a bit of the Nketiah thing that he had a few years ago, where he picks the wrong finish at the wrong time. I think that goal specifically, Johnstone was so far up his line, you just got to lift him. In my opinion.
Or go around him.
Yeah, exactly. But I think lifting the ball, the easiest way to score that. But, you know, we're fourth. I can't really complain.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't. Just quickly, because I think this was probably, I mean, there was only 2 noticeable Wolves chances. Even though they didn't have any a shot on target, which was, especially in the first half. Wait, they didn't have a shot on target at all.
I thought they had one shot on target for the
I don't think they had any shots on target. Let me just double check.
The Athletic had them down for one.
They had one.
The defective free kick.
They had one.
That was a very good save from Henderson, because it's easy to misjudge that after deflection. You know. However, we need to make sure that we're a bit better clued up defensively, because I don't know who the player was, Cripes or something like that. He's literally just there himself, like you know, and he could have had a tap in. So we've got to be mindful of that. Yeah, and then the second half one, which Arias missed, Strand Larson. Actually, if he leaves it, Strand Larson's got a tap in.
Yeah,
you know, so it's just little things that we've got to be mindful of. But a player who changed the game, and it's not Yeremy Pino, because we are going to have
Edward.
His flowers. Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah.
He is. I mean, I don't want to call him an impact. I don't want to call him an impact sub, but my God, he's an impact sub.
Yeah.
He's been brilliant. JC, what did he do different that helped us?
Energy, really. Energy and just commitment forwards, really. I think his ability to, like, even for the corner that led up to Pino's goal, he had no right getting a corner there. The ball was out of his control. He sort of read that he couldn't get the ball under control, so he basically just booted it against the Wolves defender and it went flying out for a corner.
Yep.
And that's just sort of the quick thinking that maybe Mateta just doesn't have. Maybe that little bit of I guess the big team dark arts really. Like we don't ever really see us doing that, but maybe he was used to doing that kind of stuff at Arsenal, because of all the set piece stuff, just anything to get a set piece. And because we're quite all right at set pieces now with Glasner, maybe that some of that training from Arteta could like transfer over a little bit. And I think it's just the fact that he does bring a little bit different because he has come from Arsenal. Obviously, he's come in with a completely different mindset to everyone else at the club. Maybe that's something that extra little bit of something that now we're sort of trying to transition into that team that's looking forward compared to looking back now. Maybe he's the kind of player that the things he'll bring is running towards the goal, playing a little bit more of his head than, just doing what he thinks is the best at the moment, which is what Mateta does. Maybe Nketiah is sort of, he's a little bit different, a little bit more energy, a little bit more pace.
No, absolutely. I think his hold-up play has been good as well, and his link-up play. He just gave Wolves a problem. Like they just didn't know what to do with him.
I mean, when we were looking at signing him, I distinctly remember Dan saying that he is basically a much younger, a much better Jordan Ayew, and I think that's coming a little bit more true the more he actually gets to play. And it seems to be whenever he gets injured, whenever he comes back, he does a madness.
Yeah, no, this is it, and it's funny because what do you call it? We were deliberating about how long he should get on the pitch because he's just come back from a hamstring injury. We're like, oh, should he be 30? Should he be 15? But he came on at the right time and it made a massive difference. And in saying that, credit to our coaching staff because they noticed that the long throws weren't working, crosses into the box weren't working. We've got to find another way through these set pieces, and a very, very well worked goal for Daniel Munoz. Wharton with a strike on the edge of the box, and
never scoring, by the way. I just thought I'd let you know that.
Obviously, it's taken the deflection of Lacroix.
Yep.
Oh, actually, that's a point. Actually, does that become a Lacroix assist?
It hit him in the nuts.
But well done to Munoz because obviously that's come to him very fast, and he's had to adjust really quickly.
Yep.
To it, and I think once we got that goal, it's like, yeah, okay, we're good. I think we're going to be good here. Just quickly, thoughts on the.
That's awful, by the way.
I was going to put that into the question actually. Tim. Thoughts on the goal and obviously the booking.
The booking is an absolute disgrace. You're talking about the booking for Munoz?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a disgrace. That is an absolute disgrace. But then again, Anthony Taylor was a disgrace yesterday. I thought he was terrible, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. I think you're exactly right. And the ball falls to him. He's another one he's got great reaction time. He is very instinctive, and he finishes that. And I loved it because, so for those who didn't get the translation, I believe I have this right. It was "Forever in Our Hearts." I think that was the translation from Spanish, because his friend, one of his closest friends in Colombia, passed away, and so he was taken out of. He left the Colombia camp early, so he could go attend to that situation with his family and his close friend. So it was very emotional for him, and I mean, come on, man. He doesn't take his shirt off. It's not a political message. What the hell do you want? Like, that is just, it was a joke. It was an absolute joke. By the way, it was also a joke, Mark's, yellow early in the game. That was a joke. Because if you're going to, the only reason to give a yellow like that early in the match is you're trying to send a message about how you're going to referee the game. If you're going to do that, and then you still don't referee the game that way, you are useless. Sorry.
No, wrong word.
P.
Or a pagan.
Yeah,
you could be, or yes, right? Like, so it's just terrible. It was terrible. But yeah, great goal from Munoz. Very happy for him because I thought it was an emotional moment. And that's what we're going to have to do. Like as a club that's going to have to break down some of these teams. And, you know, we didn't talk about this, but the way Edwards set up Wolves was the way he set up Luton. Set it up in a 3-5-2. And the thing that Glasner talked about in the post-match, he wasn't talking about, you know, defensively, they weren't ready for Wolves defensively broadly. It's the way they defended the set pieces. They had two people in space to prevent that entry pass, which they did. I mean, they did defend those initial set pieces incredibly well, and they had to adjust to it. And so, like you said, very well worked goal for Munoz there. A little bit of fortune with the ball, you know, falling to him, but played it differently and got the reward.
Absolutely. Obviously, I see a few in the chat that got different perspectives with regarding the booking. But I guess, obviously, by the letter of the law, it's a yellow. But what I think they should
But isn't the letter of
Is
the
it?
law,
He
if
doesn't
shirt
take his
comes off-
shirt all the way off, and it's not a political
they
message.
kind of changed the ruling because of like to prevent maybe even like sponsorship being shown or
Oh God!
like you said, political messages. But what I think needs to be done, there needs to be common sense applied, personally.
Yeah.
Or they could say, look, maybe players can show the ref, look, this is what I've got, sort of thing. Because you know what? I love a fact that someone could score a last minute goal and just take off their top and like
Sure.
It's the passion. The fact that yellow card thing, I think they need to scrap that as well. They need to scrap the yellow cards for jumping into the crowd. Don't book them, just add the time on.
Right.
Instead of like you're taking away the passion from the game, which is annoying.
Absolutely.
As well, I'm sure that was it. I can't remember. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was a Newcastle player scored and they took their shirt off and it was like a rip to Atsu, and the ref didn't book him. He said, "Look, I know that this is a situation. I'm not going to book you for it." Why is that not like? Obviously, it's not as high profile because it's Munoz's friend compared to another professional footballer, but really and truly, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
isn't it? So why is there a booking for some and not for others?
Anthony Taylor doesn't speak Spanish.
He could Google translate it.
Yeah, it's stupid. It was. I really thought it was a disgrace. But yeah, great goal. Very happy for Danny though.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, and it obviously is a fitting tribute to obviously a lost friend, and yeah, I'm glad that he obviously got the goal because in fact I thought he had an outstanding game. Anyway, like his energy is ridiculous. He's just so good.
Yep.
Jeremy Pino. I mean,
Jeremy. I may have to. Yeah, obviously, every single week I keep talking about my tweet. I say, it was a good take and that's a bad take, and Ali's never gonna let that one go. Every time Dino has a good game, he goes back to my tweet and acts me. This way.
I couldn't believe when you said I'd message you straight that way. What? But no, honestly,
I stand by what I said. It was too much.
No, obviously, really, really ecstatic about him getting his first Prem goal, and you could tell we've got a wicked group of players. By the way, I've seen that team spirit. They all ran down. Probably, actually, not Esse went on the bench, but he probably wouldn't have. But even Uche ran
did
down the touchline, you know, to celebrate with him. Was really happy for him, and then obviously
as well, everyone.
Yeah, and obviously the scenes at the end, like you got the choir going, right, and then Pino does the same afterwards. It's just
I saw that. It's great.
That team unity. But this goal's going to do him the world of good, in it.
Yeah, for sure. Can I give you some stats to describe Jeremy Pino? I think the stats in this game describe Jeremy Pino as the player to a T. So here we go. 4 chances created in open play. So 4 of 4, 4 chances created, 4 in open play. Expected assists 0.52, expected goals 0.12. Scores the goal. That was an absolute banger that he scored. Passes attempted and completed 28 of 38. Shots and shots on target 1 of 2. Take-ons completed and total take-ons 2 of 5. 69 touches. That is only 2 less than Richards. Running everywhere. He is always getting into space. Touches in the penalty area, 10. Top amongst the team, I believe. Then his turnover percentage. And this is where some people really get on him, but this is who he is. 36.23%. He loses the ball. We know this about him. He sometimes gets into incredible areas and he loses the ball. But he was incredible yesterday.
Oh, he was indeed. And I mean, even his pass for Mateta, like,
it was great. Yeah.
Like, I mean, Wharton's rude because he really could have used his right foot to pass to Pino, and he doesn't. He just flicks with the outside of his boot. But to pass that first time, and I think that's a game that I don't think we appreciate as much. Like, Glasner gets us playing these one-touch passes forward.
Yeah.
Quite often.
Yep.
You know, Daichi's done a few of them. Pino does it. Wharton does it. Like, Mateta, if he's just sort of like finishing, he's going to get 20 goals again this season. You know, like, easily. But no, it was a fantastic finish. I mean, the fact that Johnston got fingertips to it and it still came off the crossbar and went in.
Can I say as well that even though it is Johnstone who don't play for us anymore, I thought that Johnson had a really good game for them.
Mm-hmm.
Still a very good keeper.
Yeah, he's a good keeper.
But they defensively, they stranded him, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Big up Earthy saying here that Wharton was not at his best, but he did make wonderful passes as well. It's so interesting because I thought that's what me and JC thought initially. We were like, oh, Wharton's a bit, But then, like I said, I rewatched it. I was like, actually, I've been a bit harsh on him. Like, I think he's like, what would we say was Wharton's best? And I'm not saying yesterday was his best game, but what would we? What's the meter? What are we measuring it?
Well, let me ask a question around this, and I'm going to direct this because I know where JC comes down on this. So this is for JC here, and this is my question: is what we saw yesterday anything other than what the manager wants? What I mean by that is constantly adventurous first touch passes, even when they are high risk touch passes. Is he doing anything other than what the manager wants?
No, but the time where he nearly assisted them was an awful back pass, which is what I would say.
Yes.
Obviously, when he has the ball, when he looks up and he's going forwards, I do not mind if he doesn't make the pass, if it goes out of play, if it gets intercepted. I don't mind, as long as he's trying to be progressive with the ball. The only thing I'm saying is that the chance that he created for them was because of a half-baked back pass to Richards. And because he underhit it so much, going backwards, that's a completely different thing to underhitting it going forwards.
Fair enough.
If you underhit it going forwards, you've got another opportunity to go and try and attack the ball and make a change.
You can win it back.
Back, he's already putting himself out of play. So he's sort of giving the other guys more work to do. That's the only thing I'm saying is that one part of his game was bad. But because of how bad it was, even though we'll go into it a little bit later when we do the player ends, I still wouldn't want to give him any more than an 8 out of 10 because of the levels that he's put himself under for so long.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, let's just put that down to a system malfunction because he doesn't normally pass backwards anyway. So he's like, wait, what's this? I've actually got to set it back.
Also, I actually think it was a right-footed pass as well. So
it was obviously so interesting to see like loads of Wolves comments were like, Adam Wharton is class.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously I think not that we take it for granted, but we see it week in, week out, so we know. But it's just nice to know that he's getting the praise from other clubs because he's a special talent. He is.
Yeah.
You know, and
Oh,
Don't even want to be thinking about him missing him, but yeah, he's a quality player. Right. Should we get these player ratings out of the way?
you can do, but I thought I'd bring up
Oh, go on. You first, actually.
this very quickly.
Oh, yes.
I thought this was so funny because when I saw this on Twitter, I thought this is so funny.
I have not seen this. So what?
Ooh.
You have to describe it. I've not seen it.
There we go, Tim. So he's gone to celebrate. He's done a bit of a slip, and he's given it some. He's gonna. And you know
I love it.
Tim, you know what the best part of that was? In the post match, when they were asking him about it, they said, "Oh mate, you had a bit of a slip. Is everything all right?" And then Glasgow turned around and went, "Well, I'm Austrian and I'm a good skier, so that's why I didn't fall over."
Nice.
And I'm seeing people on Twitter saying he could have lost all his aura, everything.
It's so good. That's so good. I love it.
But even with that, man, he would have been booked if he. I want to see him running down the line.
I know.
All we got to do is play Newcastle again.
No, that's a good point. But fair play, like he's in his white trainers, and he's kept his balance.
I know he's done a madness there, you know. And the thing is he's slipped, and he's gone. I know, I'm still going. And he sends it with a celebration.
That's so good. Yeah, he's fantastic. He's such a. I mean, yeah, I love this manager. Dude, the electric slide.
Honestly. All right, let's get some player ratings done. I know you hate this, Tim. You know.
We'll live with it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Maybe I'll get some justice for Tyreek.
He's been solid as well, by the way.
It's been great. He's been great. I mean, somebody needs to just absolutely make the English national team explain what drugs they're on, because like the choice. I'll say this. We'll get into the player ratings. Let me make sure I have this correct. Your left back choices for England are progressive left backs who are right-footed and don't know how to defend, or Tyreek Mitchell, who has almost the same level of progressive stats as Daniel Munoz, who we seem to agree is one of the best progressive right backs in the entire league, maybe the world, and defends better than any of these other left backs that you could choose from. Would you like to, again, what drugs are you on, and can I have some?
Yeah, I mean, because obviously the moment where Lewis Skelly had his like, because he did play well last season, immediately in the squad.
Sure.
Same with Nico O'Reilly. Good player as well. As soon as he had
absolutely
a purple patch, straight in the squad. They just literally overlooked Tyreek. Maybe because he plays at Palace. And I think that's sometimes something that does hinder us in a sense. Like, yes, we do have players in the squad, but they're taking liberties. I mean, and you're right, Tim. Before, obviously, Miles Lewis Skelly and Nico O'Reilly, they were playing right-footed left backs in, like, whether it was Trippier, Walker,
right.
Like,
come on,
just give him a chance, man.
Yeah, seriously. Like, I don't get it. I think it's a travesty, but yeah. Anyway, justice for Tyreek.
With how animated Tim was getting, it sounds like he's an England fan now.
No. I'm still rooting for the US. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong.
And tell your gaffer to shush.
What are your thoughts on what Pochettino said about Glasgow and regarding Chris Richards?
That was terrible. I think Pochettino got that. I think first of all, he was wrong, and then I think he knows he was wrong, and that's why Richards did not show up for this most recent U.S. camp. So, like, he knew that he got that wrong, that Richards needed some rest. So I'll give him some credit for at least backing off and, in the most passive aggressive way, admitting that he was wrong by letting Richards stay in the UK and actually getting some rest. But then again, I mean, he is starting to get a tune out of this US team. I don't know if you saw it, but I watched it, and the US team absolutely smoked Uruguay, smoked them 5-1. Like, and it wasn't close. And that was with some of their best players. So, hey, I'll take it. I'm not delusional. I don't think we're winning the World Cup, but I want to see some good US football. So
100%.
yeah.
Let's get into the player ratings. So I have just gone through and done this very quickly. So
Nice.
what I'll do is we'll go Rich, myself, Tim, and we'll just go through it like that. So Rich, first up for you would be Dean Henderson. But before you say anything about Dean Henderson, this game was his 21st clean sheet for Palace, and he is officially Palace's best ever goalkeeper when it comes to clean sheets. He's just gone past Barone.
Wow.
Absolutely. And just for that stat alone, he can get a 10 from me.
What a player.
That's an unreal achievement.
Yeah, what a player.
For me, I thought Mitchell was very, very good this game. I thought he was very good and progressive going down that left-hand side. I'm going to give him an 8. I thought that he maybe should have thrown his body at that one that Munoz put across the box.
Yeah.
Because I think that even though it looked like he was a bit away, I think that maybe if he just threw himself at it, like he could have got a toe to it and guided it in.
Yep.
But, I thought he was great. Clean sheet. Can't complain. Next up is Mark Gay for you, Tim.
I thought he'd be a shaky start, but I thought the yellow was totally unjustified. I'm giving him a 7 because he got better as the game went on, and he just showed like he was just being Mark, and he just kept getting better and better and better. So yeah, Mark had a slow start, but he wasn't as good as Richards, but he was still Mark, and that is a level that we are going to miss when he's gone.
Rich, Max.
I'm going to give him a 6 because I think we've got such high standards for him, and I don't think he had the best of games yesterday.
No, he
The
didn't.
6 literally has come from that incredible block.
Yep.
Pretty much. Otherwise, it could have been a 5.
100%. Richards, I thought he was probably the best out of our back three, if I'm really honest. I thought he was the one making the most progressive passes. I thought he was very solid. I think Strand Larsen had one attempt or one 1v1 against him, lost it, and went, "No, I'm trying out Max and Mark after this," and didn't even bother him since. And he was probably the only one, as you were saying, doing these progressive passes. So I think I'd give him an 8. I think he was really good.
Yeah.
Tim, will give you Munoz.
I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was terrific, progressive up and down the, getting into positions. Thought his goal was outstanding. It's good to have him back. I was really, really happy for him. This was a good Daniel Munoz game. He was a real threat. And I put, we should have had more threat on the right, but I think that's more due to Sarr, who I guess we're going to get to, and not so much due to Munoz.
Rich will go with Daichi.
A quieter game.
Yeah.
Than we've had recently. I'll give him a 7 though, because he still did the basics right. But once again, I think he's someone that we now start expecting a bit more from him. So he wasn't bad, just quieter, I'd say.
Adam Wharton, I said what I said. He's going 8. I can't give him any higher, even though he was outstanding other than that back pass. That back pass was just not it, in my opinion. Tim, Yeremy Pino.
He's got to get a 9 for me. I would have given Wharton a 9 as well, but I think that finish was outstanding. I thought it was his best game. I really thought it was, and I'm including the Kiev game in there. where he had the 2 assists. I thought he was really dynamic, really progressive. He's starting to show that he's got a bit more synchronicity with the team. He still misses some things, but man, he's a good player. He is really going to be a game. He's going to change things for this team.
Yeah. And on that, did you see Mark's reaction to his goal?
I didn't. No.
He put his hands on his head like that.
Did he? Nice.
Now there was a dispute on Twitter. Did he do that because he was thinking, "What a goal," or did he do that thinking, "Oh my gosh, my goal of the season thing's gone"?
I mean, he's gonna be up for goal of the month. Surely, he's gonna be up for goal of the month. No question.
Mm-hmm. Rich, Ismail Assar.
This is a tough one because in moments he nearly won us a penalty.
He was dangerous,
but then there's other times where he got into good positions and his passing was off.
Yes.
7. 7. And with regards to the penalty, I think they got that right because I think it was his back foot that got clipped and not his front foot. If it was his front foot, it would have been a penalty.
Mateta. I don't know. It was a weird game. I think that he should have scored the 1-on-1. I think we can all agree on that. But I do think his hold-up play and his passing was really good, as it has been the last few games. So for his all-round game being really good, I'll give him a 7. But if he scored, he's going up to an 8. But, is what it is.
I think that's fair.
Tim, first sub, Eddie Nketiah.
So, was it about 30 minutes? Do I have that roughly right?
Yeah, he came on the 59th minute.
Okay. I think that was a very, very productive 30 minutes. So for a sub, I wouldn't normally give this high, but I'm going to say 7. I thought that was one of the most productive substitutes that we've seen this season. Eddie was terrific. He changed the game. He kind of changed. And I wonder, maybe we can discuss this after we finish these ratings. Is it that Eddie has learned the system well enough now that he is very comfortable not just running in behind, but he's also comfortable running into channels. He's also comfortable running and setting up the overlap. He threatens everywhere now, and that is nice to see. That's a nice little element to the game that he adds when he comes on.
Absolutely, and he was so unlucky with the free kick. Another clever free kick that we took.
That's true. Yeah, he barely. I mean, it was this close. Yeah.
I thought it was a really nice free kick, actually. I was thinking, where on earth was Water passing it to? But it gave Eddie enough space to, as Rich would say back in the day.
Swivel,
mate. Yeah.
Funny enough, the commentator for Pino's goal twice on the Palace app said swivel. Or was it on Match of the Day? It was one of the two.
Or was that big man? Moving on, Rich, to JD Canvo. Should we just go 5 for all the rest of them? I don't think they. I think him, Lerma, Deveni. He's not a 10, and he is. I know Rich wants to say something about that because he was saying he's not a 10. He's not a 10. Go on, Rich.
He just keeps giving the ball away, and he's not strong enough in that position. Personally, so I'm not going to blame him because I think he's a centre midfielder. Playing in the wrong position. I know a lot of people are screaming like, why ain't Esse getting a chance? I think Esse doesn't give what Deveni does. Deveni will run his heart out. There's a reason why Glasner's picking him, and it must be from the training ground. Even in this game, like I'm thinking Uche surely gets 10 minutes. Didn't get any minutes.
And also Esse stunk the place out against Millwall and Larnaca as well. So
tell you what, the future for Justin Deveni and this, I mean, with apologies to Borna Sosa, I'm sorry, you are no longer the backup left wing back. That is now Justin Deveni's position.
It might as well be 100%. Just quickly on this Thunder, Ghana's not in AFCON anyway, so if he wants to commit to the World Cup, for me personally, I'll be honest with you, Eddie and Callum Hudson-Odoi, they both want to be in the World Cup with Ghana. I don't think they should be because they didn't get us there. If they want to be involved, join us in the next AFCON for 2027, that qualifying round, and stay with us from there. That's just my personal opinion.
Finally, because I did all the subs really, Tim, Gaffer, where are we going?
I mean, he gets a lot of credit for the adjustment, although he gave the credit to his staff for the adjustment on the set pieces. Let's give him a 9. I think that was a good overall plan. Very good on the adjustment. The substitutions were outstanding. What?
Glasner looks very short compared to the other ones. JC thought, let me make
Glasner.
Let me make Glasner know how I feel.
I couldn't find a full body picture of Glasner, so I just got this one.
I like what All says here. Glasner 10 for staying on his feet. Nice. I'm looking forward to that video, All.
He's already posted.
I need to go see it straight after this. 100%. It's already out. I was trying to watch it. I was up in Purfleet. No, I was in Grays. The reception down there is terrible.
So yeah, here is the final list. So you guys want to make your player ratings for this game as well. If you guys want to go on tierlist.com, I don't think I've done this before. If you want to go on tierlist.com, if you go to the Eagle-Eyed Football tier list account, you can see right here on the first one, Crystal Palace 2025 26 player ratings. This one, all you got to do is click it. You'll see our one, and you can go in there, make adjustments, and tweet it at us. So that'll be quite cool to see what you guys do with your player ratings.
Nice.
Absolutely. Okay. I think we've got one last thing to discuss, guys. And this is Tim's specialty. There's been a change in the rulings or the laws or something like that to do with PSR. It's called something different. But it sounds like clubs have now got the 14 votes they needed to say that they can spend up to 85%, I think it is, of the revenue they make. And obviously, they still got to abide by the 70% with Europe. But Tim, this is your bag. So I'm going to mute.
All right. Well, let's keep this short, and then we can answer any questions about it. So on Friday, the Premier League clubs all voted on a change that would take out PSR and replace it with what's called a series of rules around squad cost ratio. So there's sustainability, squad cost ratio, and then there was a vote on anchoring. So the way these work are the two that are really, everybody voted on sustainability. Like sustainability, all 20 clubs said, yes, we should have sustainability. That's not really important. Let's focus on squad cost ratio and anchoring. Anchoring got voted down. Anchoring would have been essentially like a hard salary cap, that the maximum you could spend on transfers plus wages essentially is 70% or 85% of a figure up to 5x what the lowest club had earned. So if, the 20th club had earned, say, like 150 million pounds, then 5x would limit you at essentially 650 million pounds. The top club would be the cap. That would be the range that you could spend up to. Big clubs want nothing to do with that, and there would have been lawsuits from the Players Association if that had gone through. That did not go through. What did go through is the squad cost ratio. So the squad cost ratio matches UEFA. And the UEFA rule is simply this: transfers plus wages with some adjustments you cannot spend more than up to 85% of your turnover. If you are not in Europe, if you are in Europe, 70%. So there are 6 clubs that voted against this, and we're one of them. We're one of the clubs that voted against this. The 6 clubs that voted against it were Bournemouth, Brentford, Brighton, us, Fulham, and Leeds. And there's, I think, a pretty clear reason why we would vote against this. It makes it a lot harder for us if you have to manage to a ratio, because then in order for us to keep progressing, it takes everybody who's a mid-table club and makes them a more aggressive selling club. You're going to see a lot more selling out of the academy. You're going to see a lot more selling of talent, and probably faster selling to the bigger clubs. The bigger clubs, they're not going to care. They already have big budgets, and they can manage this. And particularly like a Tottenham, which really already has a ratio like under 50%, they don't spend anyway. They're fine. Now, there are some clubs that are under threat, like Villa. We would probably be coming into this season right around 70%. So we would comply with the UEFA rule, but we'd be close. We'd be close. So it makes it harder for a club like us. Now, how do you fix that if you're Palace? Well, this is why we're hearing about the main stand. This is, you got to, in order to not get around this, but to deal with it, you want your commercial revenue to go up. You want your stadium to do more things, and you could raise ticket prices, or you could make your stadium bigger. Like, just, you have to raise more money from your operations overall, independent of the football. So is this a good thing? It's probably good in the sense of you don't want to have 2 financial rules that are different. You don't want to have a UEFA rule you got to comply with, and then a Premier League rule you got to comply with. You probably want one rule that's consistent across the board, but it's not easy. It's way easier for the bigger clubs. It's going to be harder for us. The good news is we have a chairman that has been preparing for this for multiple years now. So he knows about this, and he's been preparing the club for it. So that's the good part.
No, thanks for that, Tim. I know I'm going to have to rewatch this time and time again, because I'm still not going to these financial loopholes. I'm just like, all it sounds to me is like it's another way around it for the big team. That's how I see it. But I could be wrong.
No, I don't think you are wrong, and I think hopefully this is right, Durfez. But the initial Chelsea hole is closed, but will they find another way? That's what lawyers get paid for.
No, good point. Good point. Right, we'll close on a bit of news. JC reminded me in the private chat. Yannick Bolasie has made the preliminary DR Congo squad.
Has he?
Yeah, so they've got one more game. They have to wait to see who they play in the final World Cup qualifying campaign. So he's in the preliminary squad for that.
Go on, Yannick. Man,
he may actually maybe used in that final game.
I love that.
And then other bits are like random transfer news. There's random news that we're going to go back in for Diamande, and there's even
Sasha Bowie as well.
Sasha Bowie is another one as well. So,
well, can we celebrate just like one thing? Can we celebrate
Mark?
Like, well, not
Liverpool steak. Sorry, go on, Tim.
No, look, this weekend, can we just acknowledge that this weekend there were 3 Palace teams that played. Those Palace teams scored 9 goals without reply.
Yeah,
9 goals without reply.
Absolutely.
And I got up at 3:55 a.m. to watch the under-18s, and they cooked Chelsea 4-0. They cooked them. That was great.
At Juventus as well. A few weeks ago.
Yeah, and the women had to win by at least 3 goals in order to get into the knockouts of the League Cup quarterfinals, and they did it.
Yeah,
they went to Leicester and they did it. So they are in the League Cup quarters. So fair play. I mean, it's been a good weekend for Palace.
it really has. And by the end of tomorrow, we're gonna be either 5th or 6th, which is incredible.
It's
Like,
incredible. It's
Chelsea,
amazing.
we're 3
Yeah.
points behind second place Chelsea.
Yeah.
This is in a year where we've got Europe as well. This
Yeah.
is mental. It is mental.
Yeah,
Right,
for sure.
guys, you will probably see at the moment it's got some scheduled streams. I'm going to delete them because clearly they don't work and stuff. So when we get nearer the day, we will re-upload them. But as it stands, and correct me if I'm wrong, JC, we don't need to worry about tactical because that's done.
That tactical's done.
Right. So we will have the Strasbourg preview on Wednesday. Currently it's at 7:30. I'm going to try and move it to 7 because of the Arsenal buying game. I want everyone to sit down and watch Ebbs versus Michael.
I can't make that preview if it is on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll be about.
Because I'm traveling.
You lot are traveling.
5:30 a.m. to get the train.
No, absolutely. Thursday, I'll do a match watch along.
There will be a vlog.
And there will be a vlog.
We are going to France.
So that watch along will start at 7:45. Yeah, we always do like 15 minutes before kickoff and whatnot. So there will be watch along, and then potentially match reaction on a Friday. Saturday will be the Man United preview. Sunday we're at the game. So that will mean Monday will be the match reaction, and then then it'll have to be the Burnley preview on the Tuesday. Oh my gosh,
It's gonna be a lot.
This December's gonna be crazy. But
so I get back on the Friday, so I'm gonna try and do as much editing as I can on my phone.
Yeah.
To hopefully get this video out as soon as I can.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, before we round out, I just thought I'd bring up a tweet that I saw yesterday from the Beaker B Street. So he said Crystal Palace have concluded a value assessment of Florian Wirtz and Alexander Isak transfers to help set a price for Mark Gay. As a result, Crystal Palace will demand 15 billion Great British pounds from Liverpool for the defender in the January transfer window.
Brilliant. Well done.
Beaky.
So
Funny.
you can buy Mark for more than Amazon.
I love it.
Oh, man. Honestly. Right, I'm gonna go back on Twitter and just see all the rage baiting Tottenham fans, which I think is hilarious and stuff. And yeah, guys, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, share the channel as always. Loads of content that's going to be coming up from Wednesday onwards. It's going to be a busy period, but that's what we're here for. This is what we dreamed about, and yeah, we look forward to having you lot join us for all of that. JC, Tim, pleasure as always. And guys, love, up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Fourth place again, ole ole.